Ladies, today is the last day of 2023. Happy New Year! Welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Gabriela. I'm really excited for today's episode. It's a New Year's Eve edition, special episode. And as you guys can see, if you're watching this, I broke my wrist. So we're currently in Vail, Colorado. We came for our annual family ski trip, and I unfortunately broke my wrist 2 days ago. I was jumping because I've been skiing for 14 years. I'm a pretty good skier, not to toot my own horse, but I'm a very good skier, and I've never had an injury before. I've never hurt anything skiing before, but I was doing some jumps, and I took a jump really, really fast, way faster than I should have, and was going to land on my face. So I put my hands to stop myself, and I broke my wrist. It's okay. I'm going to start the new year with a broken wrist. And by the way, this does not match my New Year's outfit. So I'm going to be taking all of the pictures with my hand behind my back so that you can't see the beautiful, ugly ass cast that I have. But anyways, that's that. So I've been stuck at the hotel. I obviously can't ski anymore. I really wanted to make this episode. We're going to do it a little bit different. If you're new here, we go through 6 different categories that we talk about: body, mind, soul, adulting, school, and relationships, both friendships and romantic relationships. But since it's the new year, I wanted to just briefly go over all of the categories and tell you guys everything that I've learned this year for each category. It's been a really good year overall. I'm not going to say that it wasn't, but it definitely had its ups and downs, like everything in life. And I feel like I learned a lot in each category. There's something that I learned, and I just wanted to share what I learned this year. So welcome. I hope you guys are having a really, really good New Year's Eve. I'm so excited for 2024. I'm very excited for what this year has for you, has for me, has for everyone. I hope you really had a very good and blessed 2023. But without further ado, let's get into it. Woo!
Good morning. Can you talk? I really need coffee. I'm so stressed. I was up studying. I'm gonna be late to class. I'll call you later. I just want to be lazy right now. I should probably go to the gym. I'm hungry. Want to hang out? I don't know anyone going tonight. I'm kind of freaking out. Does this look good? It's gonna be so much fun though. I can't wait. And yeah, that's what I would do. Just don't quote me on that.
Okay, it kind of hurts to hold up the microphone with my left hand, but I wrote down a little bit of what I wanted to talk about for each category. So let's just go through all of them. The first one is body. The body category is not only about our bodies, it's also about our faces and confidence and how we ourselves view our bodies and how to have a better relationship with them. So if you're new here, I struggled so much as a teenager growing up with my body, with eating disorders, with comparing myself to other people, and just not feeling good inside my own skin. And the truth is that this year, it was my first year starting with social media. So I was a little scared that I was going to sort of relapse and get back into that negative mindset of not liking my body, comparing it a lot, especially now that I'm putting myself out on the internet. People are judgy. People will comment on your looks, on your body. So I was a little scared. Honestly, that's the truth. I was scared that it was going to affect my relationship with my body. But this is the one thing that I wanted to tell you guys that really helped me not relapse and not go back to that negative mindset, because I feel very, very proud of myself that this year I can confidently say I did not struggle barely at all with my body. Of course, there's times where we feel okay, I've gained a little bit of weight here and there. I have a pimple or two, and you don't feel as good. So of course it happens. We're not going to say that we're perfect and we always feel amazing. No, we're human. And this is not a place where we try to pretend to be perfect. We're not. I had my ups and downs, but there's this one thing that I learned and that I taught myself that really, really helped. And it's that beauty is really just subjective. If you think of a painting, let's pick any painting, the Mona Lisa, right? It's a very famous painting. We all know it. What happens if you think the Mona Lisa is an ugly ass painting, right? You could totally think that the Mona Lisa is the ugliest painting in the world. And I could think that the Mona Lisa is the most beautiful painting in this world. So is the Mona Lisa pretty or ugly? It depends. It depends who you ask. It depends on the eyes of the person looking at the painting. And you are a work of art. Whether you think that God made you or the universe made you or whoever made you, somebody made you. Somebody is the creator of you. You're a painting. So if someone thinks that a painting is ugly and someone thinks that a painting is pretty, like, what does it mean about the painting? Is it ugly or is it pretty? So what helped me so much is to realize that I'm a painting, I'm a work of art, and the only opinion on this body that matters is mine. Not yours, not my parents, not my ex-boyfriend, no one. No one's opinion is important on my body other than mine. That's the only eyes that should matter. And as long as I think that I have a beautiful body, that I have a beautiful face, it doesn't matter if the rest of the world thinks that it's ugly. Because again, it's just subjective. It's just who you're asking. So that really helped me so much. And I hope that it can help you a lot. Just think of that. You are a painting. So if someone ever comments on your body, on your face, if someone ever tells you that you're not as pretty, not as skinny, not as whatever, which first of all, let's just part with the fact that nobody should be commenting on your face or on your body because it's nobody's business. But if somebody does, who gives a flying fuck? I'm sorry. I don't like cursing, but like, who gives a flying fuck? Who cares what they think? The only opinion that really matters over here is yours. The only thing that matters is that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you think, my body is amazing. And your body is amazing not because of a certain look. Your body is not amazing because it looks like someone else's. Your body's not amazing because you weigh a certain amount. Your body's not amazing because you're a size 0 or 2. Your body's not amazing because of any of those things. Your body's amazing because it carries you throughout the day. Your body's amazing because it shows up for you every single day. Your body is amazing for so many reasons other than, hey, let me post it on Instagram and I look good. So I do it all the time now. I wake up and I look at myself in the mirror and I say, thank you. Not thank you because I woke up with a morning skinny. No, thank you because it showed up for me. Thank you because I broke my wrist and it's going to heal itself. How crazy is that? That it's literally going to heal itself by itself. They're not doing anything. They just put this thing on to hold it still while it heals itself. That's so amazing. So say thank you to your body every single day for showing up for you. There's a lot of people that unfortunately their body doesn't show up for them. And we're complaining if we gain 2 pounds. So that's something that I started to do this year and something that really helped me to love my body every single day by saying thank you to it and realizing that if I think that it's good, if I care about it, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about it because I'm a painting that is beautiful because I think it's beautiful. So don't let anyone or anything bring your self-love down. So stop caring about what other people think about you as a painting because you are a painting. You are a beautiful work of art. And I see that. So start looking at yourself with eyes of admiration. Start looking at yourself with, holy shit, I am such a beautiful painting. Even on the days where you feel like you're not as cute or like you woke up looking a little rough, because we have those days. I wake up all the time looking like, oh my God, what happened today? Even on those days, I will still tell myself, you're beautiful. So if you're struggling with your body, try that for the new year. I did that all throughout this year, and it really, really prevented me from going back to a very scary and not fun period of my life. So bring that with you to 2024. Now, for the mind category. I wanted to talk about social anxiety. I struggled a lot more with social anxiety than I have in previous years. And I think it's because of the fact that I got into like posting on social media and I just became very like self-conscious and like self-aware when I was going to parties, when I was going out with friends and people like sometimes like recognize me or like look at me. Like I'm like, I got really anxious and really stressed. Not too long ago, I went out, like we went clubbing with some of my friends. And when I was getting dressed, I put on this really cute top that I love. I absolutely love this top. It had a bunch of like openings. It was a very sexy top. I love the top. And I was feeling really confident right before I got to the place. Right before we got to the place and we were about to walk in, I was with my best friend and I was shivering. I started shaking. I started hyperventilating, heavy breathing. She was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm freaking out. Like, there's going to be a bunch of girls at the club and they're going to be looking and judging and like they're going to be talking shit about me and like they're like girls sometimes are mean." And she was like, "Why are girls mean?" And I realized that it's because when I was younger, I got bullied a lot by girls. And I sort of developed this like fear of girls are always judging me and always like talking bad about me. And what my friend told me, she was like, "Gabi, they could be talking bad about you or they could not be talking bad about you. But you choose what you want to think. If you want to sit there all night long thinking they're talking bad about me, okay, go ahead. And your social anxiety is going to go through the roof. Or you can choose to think, no one's paying attention to me and no one cares. And they're complimenting me." So it was all in my head. It's all in our heads when it comes to social anxiety. And it's something that I'm still really working on it's how I think about it. It's really all in your head. Because what I said is true. Like they could be talking bad about you or they could just be complimenting you. But what do you choose to believe? So when it comes to social anxiety, it's really that, just changing your mindset. And I know that it's not easy, but I've tried it recently. Recently, when we've gone out or when I've met new people, I've done that. Like I've caught myself thinking like, "Oh my God, they're probably judging me right now. They're probably like criticizing everything about me." And when I catch myself doing that, I immediately correct myself. Immediately. And I'm like, no, nope, they're not doing that. They actually think that you look very nice today. Because you do, going back to the body thing. And it helped. It did help. I went into it feeling a lot more calm, way less anxious, and it was just in my mindset. So that was for the mind category. And if you struggle with social anxiety, change your mindset. Don't think the worst. Choose to think the best, even if it's not true. They're not going to go up to you and tell you that. They're just in the corner over there whispering to their friends, and you see them that they're talking about you. Choose to believe that they're talking good things. If you change your mindset, it's going to make you feel better. And that's something that I'm going to bring with me to 2024. That's what I learned this year that I should have done differently. So if you struggle with social anxiety or with any kind of anxiety, try changing your mindset and try thinking about the bright side of it. Try thinking positively rather than negatively. Now for the soul category, this one's one that I struggled with so much this year. It was really hard. And that was control. We love to plan things and control things around us. Our friends, people, our school, our grades, the algorithm on TikTok. Like anything, I was trying a lot to control things around me and things that I can't control. That's the part that sucks about it. I can't control those things. Hasn't it ever happened to you that, I don't know, something happens and you think like, I would have never done that. Like, why did they do that? I would have never done that. Well, because you're not them, maybe. And you can't control the way people react to things, the way people act, how things happen. You can't control them at all. And the more I tried all throughout this year to control things, it was breaking me inside because it was so frustrating. It was really frustrating that I was trying really, really hard to do something and it wouldn't go my way. And up until this point, it's something that I didn't learn at all this year. I still tried all year long to control so many things. And at this point, like, I give up. I give up trying to control things that I can't control. Because the only thing that I can control is myself. The only thing that I can control are my thoughts, my emotions. I can't control jack shit other than myself. So I'm done. Like, I give up. I'm waving my white flag. If you ask me, like, oh, what are you doing next year? Like, what's the plan for after graduation? No clue. I don't want to know. I'm not going to plan it. I'm just going to live my life and enjoy it. I'm not going to try to control anything. All I know is that I can choose how I react to things, how I feel about things, what I think about things. That's the only thing in this world that you can control, yourself. And it took me 20 years to learn this. 20 years of people trying to tell me, You can't control things. You can't control things. And I refuse to accept it because it kind of feels good in a way if you control things, because you feel like you've got it figured out. Like if I control it and if I have a plan, like it's going to turn out the way I want it to turn out, right? But you can't control it. You can't control the process. So what I learned for my soul that I'm going to do for next year is I'm going to have my goals. I'm going to have my dreams and aspirations, but I'm not going to have a plan to get there. I'm not going to have like step by step what I do. When am I going to do certain things, or how people are going to react, or what I expect of things. I'm only going to worry about myself and control myself, my emotions, my reactions, and my thoughts. It's the only thing that I can control. It's something that I really want to do for the next year and that I'm going to bring with me to 2024. Like all the 6 categories that we're talking about, you can't control any of them. You can't control if you gained weight or not. You can just control how you feel about that change in weight. You can't control if people are going to talk shit about you or not. You can control your thoughts and how you view them. You can't control your grades and how you're doing in your career. You can just control yourself and work hard and have discipline and trust that one day you're going to get there. You can't control your friends, or if you're in a relationship, how they act. You can just control yourself. So I'm going to do that for 2024. And hopefully if you struggle with that too, do it with me because I think it's going to be a hard thing, especially for someone like me who's such a perfectionist and control freak. It's going to be hard to let go, but let's leave the control behind in 2023. Okay, for the adulting category, guys, enjoy being a kid. Enjoy being a teenager so much. I feel like one of the biggest mistakes of my life was hoping that I would grow up faster. And I tried accelerating my life as quickly as possible. I wanted to become an adult as quickly as possible. I'm graduating early. I'm graduating at 20, which is very young to be out of college. And once upon a time, the idea of that seemed amazing, to be young and done and to be an adult and to be a grown up. And it's not as fun. Trust me. Like being an adult seems super fun and like you're free and the chance to like pick and be like, I don't know. You just feel like adults have everything in control. Well, being an adult is very hard and it comes with a bunch of responsibilities. And I wish so much that I could go back 4 years and enjoy every single moment of those years. So don't accelerate the process. Don't try to be an adult. Enjoy being a teenager. Enjoy messing up, because you can't mess up that much when you're an adult, because there's very serious consequences when you're an adult. Right now, as a teenager, you're in this little protected bubble. Don't burst it before you have to. Enjoy being 16. Enjoy 17. Enjoy every single stage of it. I know being a teenager sucks and it's really hard, hence why the podcast for teenage girls. I know that being a teenager is hard, but trust me, it's also the youngest you'll ever be and you're never going to get these years back. Like, I'm never going to get my teenagers years back, and I wasted all of my teenage years wanting to be an adult. And now that I'm an adult, I really wish I could be a teenager again, because it goes by like this. I feel like I was 16 like 2 years ago, and it's been 4. I blinked. I literally blinked, and I went from being a sophomore in high school to a senior in college. I don't know what happened between sophomore year in high school and being a senior in college, but they went by extremely quickly. It goes by so fast. So please, enjoy being a teenager. Enjoy however old you are. Don't wait to be older. I can't wait to be 18 so that I can do whatever. I can't wait to be 21 so I can go drinking and clubbing. That's going to come. It's going to come eventually. Time passes. Like, you will get there eventually. What you're never going to get back, though, is those years that you missed. You're never going to get them back. They're going to come. You will become an adult. It's going to happen. So please enjoy being a teenager. It's not really something that, like, I guess I learned this year, but it's something that really hit hard this year. Realizing, holy shit, I'm 20 and I'm graduating and I'm not a teenager anymore and I'm never going to be a teenager again. And it made me really sad really sad. I'm never going to get those years back, and I feel like I wasted them trying to be an adult. So please enjoy them. I wish I would have listened to my parents when they told me this, because my parents both told me, they were like, why are you trying to accelerate your life? Oh, because I want to be an adult, because being an adult is so cool. Yeah, guess who's crying about it now? Okay, for the school and career category, so whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, or like you're starting your own thing, you're starting like your career, I feel like the biggest thing that I learned this year was that I wanted to do something that provided value. So I've always loved making videos, making like content creating. I always dreamed of having a channel to post my makeup and my lifestyle, which now I have. But I felt like, okay, I was doing what I wanted, but I still felt a little bit like unfulfilled, right? Like I felt like, okay, I'm doing what I love, which is the first thing. Like do what you love, do something that makes you very happy, that you're passionate about, do something that you can do for hours and hours and hours. And it feels like 30 minutes went by and you can't get enough of it. But I do think that it's very important to do something that provides value to this world. This world is way too messed up already and way too superficial already that we should do something bigger than just making money or just having status, doing something that actually matters and something that can help other people. Like I said, the world is already a messed up enough place and we're very blessed. And if you're blessed enough, like you should share those blessings and do something that provided value. So when I started posting on TikTok, that's when I realized like I want to do something bigger than just posting my makeup videos. Sure, that's super fun for me to do and that's why I still do it, but I wanted to do something way more valuable. How many girls already post their makeup routines online? We don't need another girl posting their makeup online. So that's why I started this brand to help teenage girls with my experiences. And it's like a little diary for younger girls that I wish I would have had growing up. Even if one person listens to this and it helps one person, I did something way bigger than myself. I helped someone. I did something valuable. I added a little bit to this world and made it a little bit brighter, added a little bit of positivity. So when it comes to school and your career and whatever you're doing, find something that is bigger than yourself. Whether that's charity work or service hours or donating your old clothes, find small ways to contribute to this world in a positive way. And that's something that I really want to do next year and that I promised myself that I was going to do a lot more things that provide value, that help other people. So I would just suggest that you do the same for 2024. The last category is relationships, which I know it's the one you guys have been waiting for me to talk about. Let's start with friendships and then we'll go to romantic relationships. So when it comes to friendships, some of you may or may not know this, but my best friend is no longer my best friend. We were best friends for 7 years, and this year in September, we stopped being friends. I decided to cut her out of my life and that I couldn't stay friends with her anymore. I'm not going to get into the details of what happened, but this year, 2 things happened where she didn't show up for me. So back in February, my grandpa died and she was nowhere to be seen. Not a single message, not a single call, not a I'm sorry, nothing from her. And then in September, her boyfriend and I had a situation, like something happened. There was a conflict between the two of us. Like I said, I don't want to get into the details, but it wasn't my fault. He was at fault and he treated me extremely bad. And she sort of picked his side and she picked him over me, which I couldn't understand. I was like, how are you picking your boyfriend of a year over your best friend of 7? Your best friend who has shown up for you every single day for the past 7 years. And this year when I needed her, and I needed her 2 times, she didn't show up for me. That's when I realized, like, when it comes to friendships, I learned 2 things this year. One, that time doesn't matter. Sometimes we think that because we've been friends with someone for years and years, that means that like our friendship is stronger, or that we need to like keep them in our lives because they've been there for forever. Sometimes like the time is just a number. I've met really amazing people this year who I've known for less than a year, and they have been way better friends than she was this year. They showed up for me when I needed them. They were there for me on my downs. They clapped for me and cheered for me with my successes. So the time is really just a number. It doesn't matter how long you've been friends with someone. It really matters if they're showing up for you. And if they're showing up for you, always. If they're crying with you when you need to cry, and if they're cheering you on when you're accomplishing your dreams. At the end, like my friendship with her, it turned into, hey, do you want to go to a party? She was there. She was ready to go to the party. Hey, it's my birthday and I'm getting a table at the club. Oh, I'm ready. Hey, I'm hosting dinner at my house. I'm ready to eat all of your food and to snack on all of your snacks. Like I'm there. She was ready for those things. But hey, my grandpa died. Hey, your boyfriend kind of really messed up. She was nowhere to be found. So that's the first thing that I learned, that the time is really just a number and that it doesn't matter. And the second thing I learned is that sometimes people are just not going to put you first. As simple as that. Some friends will not prioritize you the same way that you prioritize them. And I needed to be my own friend. I needed to prioritize myself. I needed to put myself first for once. She wasn't showing up for me. She wasn't giving me what I needed. And that really hurt. If you've ever... Jesus. If you've ever had like a friendship breakup, you know that those hurt so much because it's someone that you shared so many years with and have so many memories with, and someone who you really cared about. And when they don't care about you the same way, it was a hard decision for me to make because she was my best friend, but I chose to be my own best friend. I wish her nothing but the best. I hope she has a really good life, that she accomplishes all of her dreams and that she's very successful. And I hope that she's happy. I hope that, God, with that boyfriend, I don't know how it's going to go. I hope that she gets out of that relationship, honestly, and that she can love herself a lot more. So no hard feelings, no resentment, but I needed to be my own friend. From now on, and for like what I want to bring into 2024 is being picky. I've always been picky with my friends, but I feel like sometimes we make excuses for the people we love, especially if it's someone that's been in our lives for many years. Like I said, we were best friends for 7 years. So even towards like the end of our friendship, when people around me were telling me like, she's not being that good of a friend to you, I was making excuses. I was like, no, what are you saying? Like I was justifying all of her actions because I loved her and because she was my best friend and because of the time, like 7 years of friendship. So I'm not going to do that again. Like I'm not going to make excuses for people again. If you're not a good friend to me, if you can't put me first the same way that I'm putting you, like if you're not reciprocating the friendship that I'm giving you, then we're not friends. I don't have to cut you off and never talk to you again, but we're just not going to be friends. I'm going to be my best friend. I'm going to be my best friend. And if someone comes into my life and becomes a friend, it's because they care about me the same way that I care about myself. And I do feel like the new year is a perfect time to make some changes in your life. If it's the new year and this rings a bell and you feel deep down in your heart like there's a friend who isn't really being the best friend to you and you're putting a lot more than you're receiving, then maybe use this new year as a time to make those changes. It's okay to cut people out. And like I said, it hurts, but you got to love yourself enough to choose to cut some people out of your life. And you will find new friends. You will find new people. I'm walking into this new year with 2 friends. I would rather just 2 friends who I know are going to be there through thick and thin than have more friends who are not providing and adding any value to my life. So put yourself first, love yourself first, and even if it's just one friend, guys, stick to that one friend who is genuine and cut off the ones that are not. And it's scary sometimes to lose friends, but it's better to have 2 good ones than a bunch of not so good friends. Okay, and the last one, relationships, romantic relationships. So you guys know, me and my boyfriend broke up. If you're new here, me and my boyfriend broke up. Nothing bad happened. There was no cheating. There was no hurting done. Like no one hurt the other. It was no one's fault. Things just weren't working out. We are really, really good friends and we love each other a lot, but it just wasn't working like as a couple. So it was a hard decision to make. It was a mutual breakup of us both like sitting down and just talking. And so we made the decision to break up. That was also really hard for me. Don't want to cry. But he was my first boyfriend. And it was really hard to break up. But I'm feeling a lot better. I gave myself like some time to cry and grieve and feel like absolutely crappy for a couple of weeks. But now I'm getting out of it. What I learned with him and what I learned being in a relationship is that you need to stay as true to yourself as possible. If you've never been in a relationship, and I had never been in a relationship, so this is something that I learned being in a relationship, is that relationships take a lot of sacrifice and a lot of effort and a lot of time. So it's something that you need to be willing to do. But at the end of the day, like everyone is different, and you will have your differences with the person that you're with. How boring would it be if the both of you were the same? So you can have differences and you will have differences with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it may be. But those differences are like in your tastes. I like pizza. You don't like pizza. That's okay. We can stay together. That's fine. I like working out. You don't like working out. That's fine. I'll go to the gym while you stay watching a movie. You can have differences in your tastes and the things you like to do or the things you don't like to do, but you can't lose who you are in the process of being with someone. And who you are is your values, your morals, and who you are at your core. And I don't want to make it like specifically about our relationship, but I guess it is, because it's like what I learned being in that relationship is that I was making those small sacrifices and that you do need to do those, but I wasn't going to let that relationship or any relationship change who I am as a person. And who I am as a person is this. When it comes to relationships and what I'm going to do for my next relationship, which is not going to happen anytime soon, but for the next relationship, when I walk into it, that's me. Like, this is me, and I'm not going to change a single inch of who I am for anyone. If you don't like something about me, there's a bunch of girls out in the world that you can go find who meet those requirements. But I'm not going to change who I am. Not for a friend, not for a guy, not for anyone. I'm going to stay true to myself, true to my beliefs, my values, my morals. And if it doesn't work for them, they can go find someone else. So if you've never been in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship, don't get lost within that person. Don't lose yourself for that person. Sometimes it's easier to adjust your life without them than to adjust yourself for them. And that's true. Extremely true. And something that I'm never going to do. I'm never going to adjust myself for someone. And I will get used to my life without them again. And it's going to take time, because when you spend years with someone, you miss them a lot. And if you're going through a breakup, or if you don't know if you should break up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or anything similar to that, this is going to sound like really sucky, but it's very true. We get used to people, and people become a habit. They're a part of our lives. So they're a part of our routine. We're used to texting them every morning, good morning, and every night, good night. And we're used to having them there and having them ask about our day and going to the gym with them or watching a movie with them. You get used to them. and they become a part of your routine and a part of your life. So if you're going through a breakup or you're thinking of like breaking up with someone, or if it's going to be like a mutual thing, like whatever it is, sometimes it's very easy to want to get back together with that person because you think you really miss them, but you just miss the idea of them, and you miss the life that you had with them, and you miss your days with them. But when that goes away, when you spend enough time by yourself, and the effect of like, it's like withdrawal symptoms, literally, because love is a drug. That's just a fact. So when the withdrawal symptoms go away, then you realize that you might not miss that person. Like you don't miss the drug. You don't miss the love anymore. When we first broke up, I really wanted to get back with him. I was so ready to text him like, let's get back together. We'll figure it out. Well, we weren't going to figure it out. So I needed to remove myself and give myself weeks with no contact, even though I still love him. Even though I still have a lot of love for him in my heart, I needed to give myself a lot of space so that the withdrawal symptoms would go away and realize that I'm okay and I'm going to be okay. And one day I'm going to find someone who I don't have to change a single inch of myself for. So when it comes to relationships, that I've learned this year is that you need to stay as true to yourself as possible. Don't get lost in that other person or in their beliefs, in their morals. Stay true to you. Who are you? And if they accept you that way, good. If they don't, they can find someone else. But don't change who you are for someone else. And you're going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. That's what I'm going to bring with me to 2024. And not that I want a new relationship in 2024. I don't. I really don't. I want to be single. I want to enjoy my 20s, work on my career, on my dreams. And I'm not looking for anything. That's not what I'm saying. But when I do, I'm going to stay extremely true to myself. And that's the biggest piece of advice that I can give you for relationships for this year. That sometimes it's just easier to adjust your life without them than to adjust yourself for them. So that's everything that I have for you guys for today. Those are the 6 categories, everything that I learned this year for each one of them. I didn't think it was going to be as long and that I was going to talk for this much, but I got carried away. I love talking to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys can bring some of the things I learned this year to the new year. Hopefully you can apply them to your life. Hopefully you can learn to do those things too. So I just wanted to share what I learned. I wish everyone the absolute best for 2024. Many, many blessings to you, to your family. I hope you stay safe and healthy, and that this year brings a lot of blessings to you and that all your dreams come true. I hope that you achieve all of your 2024 New Year's resolutions. I still have to make my list of my New Year's resolutions. But anyways, Happy New Year's, guys.